Welcome back to another episode of DPO. What's up, Ray?
DPO, baby. Let's go.
Oh
Nathaniel,
man,
man. Another week. I think we had to do this emergency broadcast. You got some details I think you wanted to kind of go over with us.
I'm gonna say most people are probably thinking war, Iraq, Iran, everybody getting bombed. But man, there's some rat beef that's been going on for a little over a week now, and it's getting heated.
Nathaniel, let's focus on that rap beef first before we get to any of the politics side of the house, because that does directly impact our community. And I think
Mm,
we got some clips and some things that you have queued up in the background that can probably touch base and show a little bit on how this all began and why we're at where we're at in our community.
yeah. Hey, everybody that's on this channel right now, stick around to the end because what we show you, I think you're going to be surprised. But we're going to take this back to where it all started. Let's get to it.
When you challenged 50 to a versus, some people were saying Tip tripping, and then when you said you had 5 classic albums, people said you were tripping. Did that response put a fire under you for this album?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
T.I hopped on Instagram, tagged 50, and told him to hurry up and pick a date for their battle. 50 responded in his own Instagram post, poking fun at T.I's facial hair. 50 wrote, "Bro, your beard is not quite connecting like your music. You just need to make sure you're at work on time." Deflecting because he's scared. He's scared.
Wow.
He's
Oh
scared, say
man.
scared. From there, they went back and forth about their past album sales before 50 stated in a subsequent post that he was certain T.I will never understand how much better I am than you are. I'm just a better specimen of man
Dang.
than you, punk.
I can't
T.I
believe it.
responded, he actually think he got a shot with that 1.5 albums he got. You washed up, my boy. Now come and pull your young baboon face ass on up and get served, Curtis. It's getting
Oh
hot in
man.
here. Now,
Hey, when does like professionalism kind of cross the boundaries? I mean, I get it. These guys get by all industry standards, man, they got rich problems, right? They're talking about millions of sales,
Yes.
millions of dollars, they're touring the world, they're having the time of their lives, and we're being entertained by this, but at the end of the day, they got grown rich men problems.
Rich man problems that are pretty bored. I guess they have nothing else to do because they don't really work. They do work. I won't discredit what they do because they do put in the work to get there. You have to put in the
Mm.
work. But on the flip side, they got rich man problems with beef in the middle of it. And that is not good because how do you exit this without blood being shed once you cross the line? That's the question I want to kind of figure out here with this current state of what's going on. You know, how do you exit this without it really going too far and someone actually really getting hurt and someone ended up in jail behind a fight, you know?
But if you know 50, and that's kind of been his industry standard, like he's the troll king, and I think he looks at all of this as satire, as entertainment. But is he going to cross the line with somebody who doesn't view this as entertainment?
That's a good question. Now, the history that I know with T.I. is, him and Lil Flip got an altercation back in 2005. Like,
Mm,
he'd been caught with guns.
mm.
He's went to jail. He's done his time. Um, I can't really say the same for 50 Cent from what I've heard. And what the history shows is it shows that Ti is a little bit more grimier in my opinion, and I don't know how this really turns out from a family perspective because he's brought the whole family into this, and bringing your whole family to this is just really this is a different type of battle, one I've never seen before in hip hop.
Yeah, when you bring in somebody's wife, children. Let's go back to wife because what I do know is way back in the day when Floyd was, it was him, it was 50 and Floyd like everywhere. They were doing almost everything together. I mean, they had really
Yep,
good synergy, right? And
yep.
it was rumored that Floyd actually slept with Tiny, who was T.I.'s wife. What are your thoughts on that?
But at that time, I do recall that they were taking shots at each other. Ti did put out a diss track and put out some comments about it, and also, if I'm correct, they had some video footage of it when they had their show of
Oh,
them going through that whole uh, their whole issues in life of, in their marriage of actually going through that. And yeah, that's kind of crazy because 50 was right there through it all and
yeah.
knows probably a lot more details than he's actually exposed. So that's what you got to be careful with 50 is
Ooh.
he holds stuff in the bag. And until he has to pull it out, he's holding stuff in the bag. So if anything happened that he was around and aware of, you gotta be kind of cautious right now. And hope no sex tapes are out there or things like that. Because if so, he might be the one that kind of exposes things like that. So gotta be careful of that type of dude.
And he's turned into somewhat of like a media manager because he's able to get information and expose it. And I think the diddler is a prime example of that. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Well, again, another guy who he has issues with from other relationships. That's one thing about 50. He has some issues with guys in the industry, some major guys like Rick Ross, Ja Rule, he's had beef with, and these guys will probably have lifetime beef with 50 Cent because the beef that they have is real street beef. It's not just for entertainment purposes only. And I guess that's another question. Is this entertainment purpose only? And is that how this ends? Or is this real street beef that may end out with somebody actually, getting knocked out? Where does this end?
Okay, so because we don't have the answers to this, our audience, this is where you're now put on the spot. Is this going to be true beef or is this entertainment? Put the comments below, but also give us a description as to why you think about one or the other as well. Right? When you cross
And
the
while you're
lines,
there, will you please
mhm.
subscribe to our channel so that you can stay updated with us as we cover this on and keep you
Oh,
updated with the latest?
you have no idea, man. Like the subscribers that we're getting, man. Like the community that we're building. I mean, the conversations they're epic. Some are cutting up on us, and then we'll defend that position. But it's the back and forth. It's a dance. But again, it's like a little dance, and that's why I love this community. Like discussing purpose only, emphasis on purpose, and it's again, it's because of our subscribers that are allowing us to entertain you. Oh
Yes.
man, so, but
So Nathaniel, there's how's the markets doing? Do you have a market update for us this week on something we can kind of keep our eye on with all the stuff with the war going on, Ti and 50, all this beef going on in the world. Like, how's the markets doing?
the markets are. People thought that these markets were going to get smashed with the war that's going on currently that we're involved in, as we're supporting Israel. Um, and that just didn't happen. I think a lot of retail investors are people like you and I, as opposed to those big industry investors, got a little scared and we may have sold. But listen, if you sold out because of this news, you've actually lost a pretty good position that you may have had. But those war stocks right now, your Palantir, your Lockheed Martin. In fact, Palantir, uh, ticker symbol PLTR. They're a software company that literally like infiltrates communities. They infiltrate states. They infiltrate countries. And what they're able to do, man, is influence uh, their will. Palantir, if you've seen Lord of the Rings, you know that this is like the all-seeing eye, right? So they've got a lot of
Okay.
software. They have a lot of software that could control the media. So ticker symbol PLTR. In fact, they were up $5.78. That was what was that? Yep, $5.78 today. I'll leave the ticker here so people can check it out. I've been involved with this company for the past 7 years now. So they definitely treated me well. I'm a huge advocate, not investment advice, but this is just how I'm treating this stock, and I plan on it to I've got an exit strategy. It's about $145 right now. My exit strategy is about $200. So that's where I'm holding it as a long-term investor. And I think it'll do well. I
Sweet.
really do.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
But
glad to hear about that.
yeah, I've got another video that I think the audience would really appreciate, and this is 50 Cent along with Tiny, who is T.I.'s wife. I've got that queued up. You want to check it out?
Oh yes, let's go through that before we exit our meeting today. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Check this out.
Shorty, small, too small, 5 foot flat, looking like a little lab rat. Rubber band man snap, broad looking like she from the chocolate factory. Dark skin, gray hair with a tragedy. Tiny by name, trolled by face, should've stayed in your lane. Out of place, pocket size king, big swing. This got a fist in the mouth from the greatest down south. Tryna act tough, not enough. He's looking up at the world, he's dreaming of a girl. Lord caught him with the left hook. Now he's shaking like a leaf, 30 teeth, he a midget, yeah, he a midget. Equal Oompa by side, nowhere to hide, nowhere to hide. Stomp.
Hold on.
Where does he come up with this
Hold
stuff at,
on.
man?
Hold
Where
on.
does he come up
All
with this
right, so
stuff
hold on. He's
at?
got Ross,
Yes.
T.I., Ja Rule,
Yes.
and T.I. This dude doesn't stop.
Oh my God.
He doesn't stop.
Yeah, he a midget, equal Oompa by side, nowhere to hide, nowhere to hide. Stomp, no, jump out of money team, bad drink, crying in the fat burger with a scene.
Oh
That is an
man, once
update
again.
on the 50 Cent and T.I. disc. I don't know where this is gonna end because after seeing skits like that, I don't know where this goes.
Me
I
neither.
don't
I
know.
truly do hope that nobody gets hurt and that 50 keeps it again satire. I mean, here's the deal. Like, man, you're sitting up creating these videos, or you have a team that's creating these videos, man, it's got the country in tears. People are just cracking up with this
Yeah.
stuff, man.
And it is a little divided because once he did get the lady Ti Tiny involved,
Mm,
then the women kind of Beyonce's mom stepped into it and said some things, and supported
hmm
Tiny and Ti and the family. So there's some division in here because once 50 did go with the woman, it was like, don't bring the women involved because they are off limits. And once he crossed that line, he caught some backlash. But he didn't he didn't really, feel the heat, I would say, because it didn't stop his production. It didn't stop what he's doing. And actually, now everybody's paying more attention to him. So, like you say, for entertainment purposes, it's fueling the flame for both of them,
Do you
no
think
matter
it's
how we see
because
it.
Do you think it's because of his lack of relationships with women why he feels like he can do this? Because he just simply just doesn't, he's never felt that. He doesn't, I mean, he's never been married. He's never really had like a long-term relationship that I've seen in the industry. I mean, there's the whole Vivica Fox thing, but I think that was probably,
That
a
was short
very,
lived.
very
That was
short
just
stint. Right.
entertainment purpose only.
Yeah. So do you think any of that has to do with it because of his just his ignorance?
Well, I mean, again, it's the way how he was raised. And, I don't want to go into his mother and all that, but he wasn't raised with the two family household with love going around, so you get what the product is around. You get where you came from, and he's carrying that still to this date of where he's from, and it shows because it's how he moves today. The bulliness, the I don't care, the lack of I don't got to give anybody no love except for the people I trust.
Mm,
That's 50. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? And that's how he's raised, man. That you product of environment. That's the best thing I can say.
Product of environment. I do want to point out something that you said that I want the audience to recognize is that he has done some, or there has been some comments about his mother and the passing of his mother, and then how we're not condoning that. So we're not placing those
No.
videos on this channel. There are plenty of other videos that you can look at, but we're gonna only take it so far. 50 Cent is out here trolling. T.I is upset. Clearly, Tiny's upset. But it does cross a boundary as to which discussing purpose only is not going to cross.
Well,
Yeah.
Nathaniel, I think that's about a wrap for us this week. And everybody, tell us what you like. We like to hear your comments. And again, please subscribe to us because that does help us out number wise and keep us going on this thing. So again, welcome to another successful week of discussing purpose only. We'll see you guys next week.